Welcome back to the analyst desk here at the LEC, where we are joined by none other than Vetheo to talk about their massive victory over XL. Vetheo, can you hear me? How are you doing, my friend?
I do hear you, and I'm really good.
Excellent. So, the very first thing I'm going to ask you is, I just tweeted that I do not think you have had a single bad game this split. So I wanted to get your opinion on that. How do you think your split's gone?
I think I'm having a good split so far. I'm really happy, to be honest, about my consistency compared to, obviously last year spring, but even summer. I think summer, sometimes I had maybe less good games, and this split, maybe I don't 1v9 every game, but I think I'm doing decent or even good at least every single game, so I'm happy with this.
No, I completely agree with you. I think that, as you rightly said, even if you cannot 1v9 every single game, and sometimes that is out of your hands, I feel like your consistency has been a big step up. Where do you contribute that growth coming from? Because obviously you were a big part of the team and you had a lot of success in summer of last split, but with a lot of new players, I felt like that there'd be more of an adjustment, but it feels like that you kicked off the split feeling very strong and confident.
I think for my team, it probably helps to have someone that they can count on the game, and that's why it's really important for me to not have a single bad game, so my teammates can trust me and know that whatever happens, they will say, yeah, Vetheo will be there, he will do his job in fights, and he can carry us. We just have to do our job. I think it helps the team confidence, and I think every rookie of the team are fitting up really good, and that's why we are doing fine for now.
Okay, so part of what you just said there is whatever happens. Now, a lot happened early game, like so much. It was Armageddon. How do you kind of stabilize and kind of communicate with your teammates when everything kind of goes off script like that, particularly around that bot lane?
I think we had a plan early game, which was pushing mid, go top. Then after we knew what our win condition was, and I think we stick to it. And whatever happens, it's like bot dying or whatever. It really doesn't matter if you can stick to your win condition and just play the game how we should. We got Herald, so I think that was the most important.
So, Vetheo, I do have to announce that you are the player of the game, once again. You have, in fact, won 7 now. So we already talked about your consistency. It seems that the fans recognize that you are having a really good split as well. But we kind of wanted to go through a couple of those early plays and kind of talk about kind of what is going through the team of Misfits. Because what impressed me was, even after all the chaos of the other game, it felt like that you kept getting these leads anyway. So like what the communication was like with the team.
I think this game, we did stick to our plan, and after, I felt like enemies were trolling a lot, so we just got a lot of picks. Like for example, this, I feel Javan, we know, has no flash, and he's like using combo in, and then after like a lot of enemies were a bit griefing, so our plan was just to finish it. We didn't like have that much of another plan, I guess.
Okay, but obviously part of the way that you kind of achieved this and had a lot of that information is a lot of the vision that got put down. How have you managed to evolve that part of your game? Because actually the early game, sometimes you've kind of slipped up as a team there. Has that been something that you've been actively improving on?
I think we worked a lot on our early games. Our first, I would say 10 minutes. We worked a lot, and I feel like in official and streams, we are way better at early game than before, and it's really important for a team, I think. So if you want to go a bit deeper on like Drake fight and how to contest vision and stuff, you have to play the game, and that the game is not over before 15 minutes or it's just unplayable. So I'm happy with the progress we made.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now, we want to bring up this final Baron because it looked a little, I'm going to say, close, but it seemed like you guys had complete control. From your perspective, do you feel like it was a flip, or do you feel like you had everything under control?
I mean, we here you can see we stop eating it, and then the moment Javan goes in, we stop eating. So we kind of had a plan of just stop eating it at 2k5 and try to turn. But Javan like kind of did the job for us with going in at like 2k5 and just dying. So I mean, we had a plan. It will be harder if Javan doesn't die, I think, but at least it was less of a flip than this, I think.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I totally didn't see 17 HP pop up there.
Yeah, we'll call that a clean Baron overall. So, right now, Vetheo, Misfits is tied with Fnatic and G2, effectively in second place. If G2 win their game later on today, you will end up moving to third. But I think that from our expectations, you were not going to be doing that well in spring. I expected maybe that you would ramp up and be strong in summer, but has the progress come as a surprise to you, or did you come in thinking that you'd be this good this quickly?
I mean, for me, we did like 12-6 last year, and we were tied for second. And for me, it's hard to aim aim lower than what I've already done. So for me, it was, I mean, I want to do better every split. So for me, it's kind of normal. And I mean, for sure, like people are underrated us, but I totally understand. I think we don't show a lot, and with Razork leaving, it makes a lot of question of people. But I think maybe after spring, people will stop thinking we are always like only playoff contenders, and we can play for way more than just playoffs.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I think that you've got a lot of people keeping their eyes on you specifically. Vetheo, you have had an incredible split so far, and you are definitely making a name for yourself. Now,